The frontier life gave birth to rodeo as we know it today. Ranch work evolved into rodeo, but unlike roping and bronc busting, which were part of everyday ranch life, bull riding was born in the arena, and it's come a long way. An event unto itself, punctuated by fireworks, special effects, and heart-stopping rock and roll. BullBustin is wild and reckless, the ultimate death-defying challenge. An 8-second date with danger. BullBustin bursts on the scene at the Edmonton Agricom. North America's best bull riders match moves with Canada's rankest bulls in Cody Snyder's BullBustin 96. And the voice of BullBustin is Bob Tallman.
Thanks, Russ. Thanks, Cody. Hang on, everybody. We're going to let you dip your wick in the danger zone 8 seconds at a time right now. If you've never watched Cody Snyder's BullBustin, welcome. A little bit of hell in 8 seconds can change your life. What you want to see here is the end of it. Try never to be in this position, no matter how great the bullfighters are. You got a ton of fun, gonna walk on you, hook you. Pull your guts from the inside, leave them laying on the outside. And the worst part of it is blood, sweat, and dirt. It all mixes together. No matter how you try to be safe, there is no safe spot. Every corner of the ring's gonna punch you back. And it's a ton to be stepped on by. Watch this. Don't try it. Buy a ticket. You're safer. Welcome to the BullBustin.
Okay, Bob, these rides were the pick of the first round. The former world champion and model cowboy ambassador Cody Custer, Wickenburg, Arizona. He's 82 points on Tough Stuff. Tough, but not too tough for Custer. His brother Mark chose pro hockey. Matt Recchi took another route, one with at least as many bumps, bruises, and broken bones. His timing was good on clockwise 84-point ride. Boxer, bull rider, all-around Aussie, Troy Dunn from North Queensland. 87 points on game face. Dunn, he'll be one to watch in the final. Brad Link of Caroline, he could be the best of the new breed of bull rider in Canada. Mark him 87.5 on Quickway. And leading the qualifiers into the showdown round, Quinn Franklin Amar Wayne had to work that free hand hard to stay in control, but he did for 89 on Fear No Evil.
When we talk about the final round lineup, the guys that have drawn up in this position are going to have their hands full. Talking about the bulls, 8 seconds at a time is a standard. But the bulls like High-Tech, Eldorado, Q91, Hatchet, all these bulls, these are rippers, Cody, rippers.
We've got a rank pen of bulls here, Bob. I don't think I've ever seen a ranker pen of bulls in my life. But in the same token, we've got some of the greatest bull riders in the world. Former world champions, Cody Custer, former Australian world champion, Troy Dunn. Great bulls, great bull riders. It's going to be great watching.
Cody, as a world champion, Canadian champion, you're the master. Let's ride and let's talk about one-on-one, one at a time.
Well, Derek Adams is an up-and-coming great young bull rider in Canada. You know, he was a rookie last year. Gets bucked down here before the whistle. You don't see that very often. That's a great young bull also.
Now, when we talk about bucked down, bucked off, fall off, throwed off, hooked, horned, and or basically delivered to the garbage disposal, how does this happen? As we say it and you see it, and this is a great shot, you can put yourself on that bull with this camera shot.
Well, you bet. This bull's turned back, and he was spinning to the left into Derek's hand, and he was having a little trouble catching up to him. When he finally got to the position he wanted to be at, the bull's smart, young bull, but getting awfully smart in his young age, just goes back to the right the other way and bucks him off.
That's the hard way to come down. As long as you can get to your feet, you're all right. Now, do remember, if you're watching this for the very first time, bullfighters, rodeo clowns, lifesavers will be in position. But we do not have any guarantee of where the bull's going to go or what he's going to do. Quinn Franklin's the man. Do it again, El Dorado.
Young up-and-comer Quinn. Oh, this bull's real ranked tonight. I didn't expect that to happen. Quinn was 89 in the first round. This kid is somebody to really look out for.
Let me ask you a layman's question. This bull cut out and went to the right. When he turned back to the right and came away, doesn't he know that bull's going to do that? Can he get a right foot in him? Why can't he hang on to
Well,
it?
you just don't know what these bulls are going to do. El Dorado, a lot of the times, about 95% of the time, he's been spinning to the left into Quinn's hand, and that's what you want as a bull that spins into your hand. It's a lot easier to compensate and make your moves. Bull goes to the right, away from his hand, and it's too much for Quinn tonight.
That's why it's easier to talk about than it is have to do it. I think you quit at the right time. Cattleman's Q91 and Brian Chaussee.
Quebec Cowboy, come from out of north of Montreal. Real rank bull here, the buck and bull of the Canadian finals last year. Bull's real rank.
Now, as you watch these bulls, just remember, they're mass sired on the prairies someplace. They're big, they're white, they're black, they'll be pintos. There is no way in the world we can control the genetics. However, the only uncontrollable thing that you can master is learn how to ride them. The way we're watching it doesn't look too good right now.
Well, these bulls are awful rank. This bull right here is just, you know, how can a bull get any ranker than that? Kicks over his head, spins right in the gate. Real bad.
Well, in order to ride him, you've got to have it on your mind. And the next bull, he'll test you mentally. That's easy. Easy to say, hard to do. I don't know if he made the right choice or not. Hockey looks tough, but woo, boy!
This was a bull when he came here. I didn't know what he was going to do, but was real rank the first night out here, and they said he'd been bucking real good all spring, and I'll tell you what, he lived up to his reputation right there.
I don't know if there's a bull in Canada that could spin any faster than this bull. What would happen if they put some jump in him? He'd throw you out of the area code.
Well, Matt, I think he wished he'd have stayed at the hockey rink right there, but I'll tell you, this kid's an up-and-comer, got a lot of try, and he's really wanting to ride bulls.
Now, Darrell Church, when you think about the way he left here about 24 hours ago, how the guy could even come back, let alone come back to ride, it was an ambulance ride that Russ is going to talk about.
Darrell, take me back a night. What kind of damage did you do to yourself? What happened?
I don't know. I went to get off and I got hung up and they got me out of the bullfighters, got me out, and I went to get up and I wasn't fast enough, and that bull must have caught me with his horn and threw me in the air. When I come down, I think I hit me head on the ground and then that's all I remember, I think. And I think he ran me over too, I think.
But he didn't keep you out of it today.
No.
They didn't expect you to ride today.
Oh, too much money here to not ride, I think.
And you came back with a good one, too. You had to be pleased with the mark.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad, that one, was he? Yeah, I've never seen him before, but they said he's pretty good.
You got shots some money. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How could anybody be that passive after an ivory enema last night? Try him tonight. Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't care how tough you are. When you hit that hard and take a hooking, Cody, it takes the juice out of you.
Well, Darrell drew a rank bull here, Bob. The talk with the bull riders, this is the rankest bull going in Canada this spring, and this diesel dust for a little old brindle bull, the little nubby horns on him, is real rank here tonight.
Little old nubby horns on them. I'll tell you, those little nubby horns will hurt you worse than some of the big ones if they hit you right. Now, this kid's got the smile, he's got the style, raising Cane. That's what he wants to do for a living. But watch this.
Bull ridden one time last year, and look at this little bull. And Brad Link, this is our Tom Cruiser rodeo going right here. And, I didn't think that would happen. This kid's been riding real good all spring, but that won't even fizz him. He's just wanting to ride bulls and keep on going. He's having a good time.
2 a day, every day. The tougher they are, the better he likes them, and he just keeps a smiling. There is no way to put yourself in the right position when a bull's got that much change. Out to the left, up in the air, duck back to the right. Pretty juicy little cat.
He is good for a little bull. He's real small, you know, probably weighs 1,400 pounds. You know, a lot of these other bulls weigh 1,900, 2,000, but just outspins Brad here. But yeah, he'll get by him next time.
Now, if you're watching this, remember there's more than upper body motion where your feet are, what the bull has done previous to what you have seen, and then you've got to ride him jump for jump. Trick or treat. Here is a nightmare to a lot of guys.
Well, this is like being tied to a truck. It's a great big bull, and Troy just too much bull for him here tonight. You know, his bull's big and strong. He's, as I talked about earlier, his bull weighs about 1,900 pounds and gets ridden 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, now let's talk about the intimidation because of his track record and his buck-off ratio.
Bull's been to the national finals the last 3 or 4 years in a row, 2-time and reigning Canadian champion buck and bull. You know, they just don't get any ranker than this. Size, strength, I mean, horns, he's got the full meal deal here.
One of the nice things about him is he doesn't want to come eat you when it's over. Now, he might if you're right in front of him, but if you're off to the side of the table, not in the main plate, at least he'll leave you alone.
That's the only good thing about him.
All right, time for the birds to fly. Richard's the man from Cutbank, Montana. This is a famous Indian family down in that country. We talk about all Indian rodeo competition. Here's a world champion. Do it to it.
Good little bull, spin to the right pretty much every time. Richard's going on with him. Go ahead, Richard. You can be our first bull ride, first guy to get to whistle tonight. I think he went down just before the whistle. I think got counting his money before he had it in his pocket.
Where you look is where you hit, and he did have a left-hand look out through there. We'll get a chance to look at it again in a couple of replays. Now remember the upper body motion with the free hand, what you do at the point, the center point, or the sweet spot in the middle of that bull's back. Now here, having the bull go away from his hand, he's trying with his free arm to wave that right shoulder back over the center point of that bull. It looked like it worked pretty good, but he lost an outside foot.
Well, he should have kept that inside foot down in there a little bit better than that. You can see it popping out of him. It pops out of him right here, Bob, and he never really gets it back down into position. He's just going all on balance here. He's not really getting a hold good with his feet. If he'd have turned his right toe out, he'd have did a lot better.
I don't know if you'd call this fun or not, and I'm going to stay away from that list this time, because the way you've set this third round, bad round, final round, last round pin, this could be the last ride a lot of these guys will ever make. You know, you could destroy some careers here, Snyder.
I'll tell you what, this Billy Jones right here, this guy can ride. He was 90 points last night. He's got a real rank bull, White Lightning of Kevin Gerlitz's, and Billy, I didn't expect him to get bucked off with that little bull tonight.
Well, I didn't expect it either, but I don't know what we say or how we're going to do it, but we couldn't talk him into riding one of these bulls if we turned the lights out. Now think about the genetic background of a lot of these bulls and what these producers are doing today to breed them. They breed them so they're bigger, quicker, better, faster, and at a younger age, they're much, much stronger. That's just one of 100 that'll do the same thing. Oh, by the way, that is not the recommended way of getting off a large farm animal.
Billy Jones, you know, he's won a lot of money in the last few years in my bull riding events, probably somewhere $15,000 to $20,000. Done real well. I was expecting him to get the whistle, but, you know, this ranked pen of bulls, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, all he's doing here is putting dirt in his pockets. No money tonight, and so far we can't get anybody to ride one. But remember, they bought the tickets to come watch Blood and Guts, and that's what it's all about. You know, Russ Peake always wanted to be a bull rider, and he disguises himself sometimes in voice by actions, you know, just acting so nonchalant. But if I had an opportunity to stick him with a guy that could make him try, here's the two, Cody and Russ.
Cody, about as good a draw as you could get, do you think, for the final?
You bet. This bull, I've seen him be probably one of the rankest bulls going down the road right now, and I feel like I'm riding as good as I've ridden in the last 5 or 6 years, and heck, I drew the one to win first, and you know, the thing is, the guy just got to keep his head down and pay attention to what he's doing and try really hard, and it's all going to come out.
Any special mental preparation with a few minutes to go?
No, this bull, I've seen him a few times. He's got a couple of different trips in him, and I know he's going to be, he's going to really buck hard, and no matter what trip he has, when a guy rides him, he's going to win first on him. With this pen of bulls, you never know what's going to happen. There might be about 8 or 10 guys in the 90s, so this is exciting. I love this. This is what we ride bulls for right here, and you know, I just thank God for being able to do that.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
I love optimism, and even if you're a world champion, and Cody, you know that feeling, here's a fellow Cody right now. This guy's tough.
Rank bull, he's going to have to get around there, and Bull gets him setting back on his pockets, you know, got his arm back behind his head, and Bull was real rank. This bull right here could be the buckinest bull in the world, you know, on his day.
You know, you can say that pretty much about nearly every bull we've watched tonight. When you run world champion, Canadian champions, the best, this guy's a 15-year veteran. And I mean, 2.5 jumps, twisted him in half and stuck him.
Bull's got a lot of kicks over his head every time. Bull will spin to the right, might spin to the left. Very unpredictable, and just a little too much for Cody tonight.
Somebody's bound to come along to snap one here in a minute, and if they do, the judges will let them make their own marks in the books. That's what it's all about. Again, an excellent audience. Cody, congratulations for the great shows you're producing, but these people are loving it. Now, you make the prediction. I'm betting on the guy. Somebody's going to ride one, and this is the man that'll break the ice.
Well, I hope somebody comes along quick, because this is our last one right here. But Troy Dunn, now this guy is the one. If you're going to pick somebody to ride one, it would be Troy. He's hot coming in here. He's won about $60,000 to $70,000 already this year riding bulls.
Wait a minute. This bull's got a 90% buck-off ratio.
He's got more than a 90%, probably 95, 96% buck-off ratio. Been ridden 2 times in the last 3 years. They were 87 points on him a few weeks ago. Owen Washburn, a national finalist. But Troy Dunn, this guy rides the unridables, and I'll guarantee you can look for a great ride.
Have you ever seen him sweat? Have you ever seen this guy sweat?
Troy, nothing fizzes him. It's, you know, it's the old laid-back Aussie attitude. get on, stick your hand in your rope and hang on and win first. And, you know, if you ride everything you get on, it's going to take care of itself, and that's his attitude, just ride his bulls.
Well, he split the finger. He's tying himself on to stay. This Aussie, I promise you, has got to try. Now, he's liable to spur him in the neck along with everything else. This is the kind of a guy that will insult a rodeo producer. Let's go.
Rank bull turning back to the right into Joy's hand. That's a big mistake for this bull. And look at this. This is a rank bull ride. You just don't see bull rides like this very often. Rides in this unbelievable, great bull ride.
Thank God I'd hate to pay the ground money for $20,000. And look at him, he actually smiled. He's shows happy. Some emotion.
Look at that crowd, they're into it. I'll tell you what, people are loving it here tonight. That's a great 93 points. That's one of the better bull rides you'll ever see.
I was afraid we were going to have to go to break and say, well, we'll be back with something. I don't know what we do. You can't replay them and replay them if somebody doesn't ride. The Aussie comes alive with a 93. Total control, no problem.
Troy just sticks, unbelievable. Just a great bull ride. Rank bulls, when you get this rank pen of bulls, you got to have bull riders like Troy Dunn coming here that can ride these rank bulls. And, you know, Troy Dunn, Cody Custer, world champions. It's just, you just don't see it any better than this.
Troy Dunn is an awesome dude, but these bulls have been phenomenal. For those of you that might have just watched this for the first time, never been to one of our Cody Snyder BullBustin events, this is why you buy the tickets. Not how many guys can ride, but the degree of difficulty that the animals provide. Troy is phenomenal. And right now, here he comes. Russ Peak is here to find out what it's like to win it all.
Get about what you expected?
Yeah, he bucked fairly hard. He got around there and fairly big bull too. And lucky to get him twisted, I guess.
Any more pressure because it came down to you and you alone? You were the last man.
Nah, man, I couldn't afford to pressure up on these sort of bulls. It's sort of a money or mud type of situation. You got to put it all on the line, and if you don't, I guess you get driven hard.
BullBustin is branching out to Manitoba for the first time. The National Hockey League has left the building, but the boys and the Bulls are moving into the Winnipeg Arena for one night only.
Thanks, Russ. You notice that Cody's got that little grin on his face ever since he won a World Championship. All he can think about doing is loading the chutes with the ones he doesn't have to get on. They're coming by the thousands from Winnipeg, but it's time to set them on fire.
First round, and the top man on the PBR Tour, Owen Washburn, was marked 76 on Looney Tune. Twice Canadian champion Wayde Joyal of Calgary had short fuse and a short ride. Three-time Canadian champ Greg Schlosser of Staveley stuck with the spinner hook for a 75-point ride. Bono's Bulls, Bo Lindley from Mesa, Arizona, led the first-round qualifiers with an 82 on organ grinder. Mark Kuhn was a point back in second.
I'll tell you what, Cody, you couldn't write a script any better than this. And the best of the PBR bull riders today, the best in North America, are here, and look how they've drawn them up.
You bet, Bob. We've got some great young bull riders getting on some of the top bulls in Canada. Brad Link. We've got the current world leader in the PBR, Owen Washburn, in the finals here on City Slicker. This is going to be some of the greatest bull riding we've ever seen.
When you think about putting your life on the line for 8 seconds at a time, I don't care what bull you've drawn, every bull in this pen could be in the 90s if you get them rode. And when you talk about an audience, we saw them earlier, they were walking in here by the tens of thousands. Cody, 3 years ago when you started this program, we were talking to tens of thousands of dollars. Now hundreds of thousands of dollars. Carson, let's do a little kicking. Hell's a Poppin' is going to test his air.
This bull is real rank. This kid's pretty young. He's only 18 years old, but he's an up-and-comer. You know, look for him to do some great things in the world of bull riding in the next few years.
Watch this one-horn whale try him now. One hand in the rope. Whoop, up, 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 up. Look out. Get on your feet. Stay on your feet. At least he's on the short horn side. I don't think that old bull really wanted to hurt him. Bucked him off. Boy, did buck him off.
Big old bull, a little bit too strong for Carson today. Bull come from the Gerlitz family ranch, bucking bulls here. This bull weighs, 1,900, 2,000 pounds. And I think Carson was a little bit outclassed today.
Well, you just figure it's got him 20-to-1 odds if you'll think about the muscle power. Uncontrollable large farm animals with an attitude. That's what you're watching. This is the bull-busting style. Now, bullfighters try to move in to save them, but you can't always do it. What basically went wrong, Cody?
Well, the bull's just a little too strong for him. You see how I can get him strung out. His chin comes up. The kid hangs up. The one thing he did do right here is he stayed on his feet while he's hung up to this bull and didn't get his back leg stepped on. So he did pretty good coming out of that wreck the way he did.
I love the style. Trevor Walker, he's a veteran and a bull raiser himself. White Lightning, however, has got a different opinion.
Real ranked little bull, one of the most underrated bulls in the bull riding industry right now, White Lightning. Small little bull, only weighs about, 1,500 pounds, but he's a ball of lightning, bucks a lot of guys off.
Well, it's not the shape of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean, and right here, a big wave is about to jump out from underneath him.
Trevor got outspun right there. You see how high that little bull kicks? Fast, speed, White Lightning. That's a great name for this bull. He is just like a streak of lightning.
Now, as quick as they are, as small as they are, we're going to tell our fans that are watching this for the first time, the bull does make a difference in his size. The big bulls are heavier. If they jump high, they got more drop, more jerk on you. But here's a guy that could care less about size, color, horns or no horns, unless he's got to eat another one like he did the last one.
I'll tell you what, Bob, this is a Tom Cruise of bull riding right now. This kid is, he could be doing TV commercials somewhere for us. Brad Link, top up-and-comer, top 15 bull rider in the world today. This kid is 23 years old. He's got the world in the back of his pocket here if he wants to take advantage of it.
For those of you that are watching for the very first time of bull riding, Cody Snyder's BullBustin, we call it, it has become the craze in the rodeo industry and single event venues all across Canada and now all across North America. When he says it's the Tom Cruise, he is a good-looking young feller, but that bull could care less of what your name is or who you are. Bradley, you've got to ride one. Here it is for the 8. Upper body is in trouble. One minute you're a champ, the next minute you're a chump, man, right there.
I never expected that to happen. Brad knew what that bull was going to do. He does the exact same thing pretty much every time out there, 2 or 3 jumps and spins to the left. Brad just got sitting back on his pockets, never made the right moves over top of his head. And, the bull just outspun him. That never should have happened.
Looked like he was waving at his mom in the grandstand right there, and as soon as he broke his concentration, he was in trouble. Now, they'll always have an opinion of what went wrong. Russ can get that for you right now. Let's see what he has to say.
Brad, silent partner, did you think at the time of the draw that it was a good one?
Oh, I knew he was good. I was 85 on him last year at a rodeo, and I just knew he was pretty solid jaw, but he kind of walked out of there today and had me kind of humped over and beat me around the corner, and I just couldn't get sat down.
I'll tell you what, he's got to work on his smile a little bit. That last bull has stuck a horn in his mouth, took the Tom Cruise appeal away from him. Hand hills is what he's going to have a handful of. Donnie, I don't know what you can do, but let's just watch the bull. Cody, another one that you can predict, but then they'll make a liar out of you.
They'll do it to you every time, Bob. We brought this bull here. He's supposed to be a real good bull. He's supposed to spin both ways right in the gate, but long ways over here from Alberta to Manitoba, and he didn't have his day today, but he'll buck for us next time.
Well, Donnie and our gang is just taking an average day at the office right at him, 71 points. But when you think about what you've already seen, we're splattering bodies in Winnipeg, and what he wanted to do is set a pace. And a 71 might get him a check by the time we're through. But there are some great bulls yet to ride. Just a high loper, a hop, skip, and a jumper. Now, how much bull, how much man? You're talking about this guy being a little short kid. It's not how big the dog is in the fight, it's how much fight there is in the dog. And you've got to give this kid credit. When you look at him physically,
the kid's only 5'4", Bob, and but the whole deal is how much try you got and how bad you want to do it, and this kid here does not want to hit the ground tonight.
Come on, Mario, turn back, give him a challenge, give him a challenge. Now that's the second bull road. And both of them have been straightaway bulls. You told me that bull was going to turn back.
That bull spins pretty much every time. He's a calf out of a former Bucking Bull of the Year in Canada, Copenhagen payment. And just didn't have his day today, but that's just part of the business. You know, these bulls are unpredictable, and they're just like the athletes getting on them. Sometimes they have a good day, and some days they don't.
Hey, 72 points. Remember, we're trying to get 2 road for the average. Russ, don't look down on him, but I want to hear his story.
Eric, is it a help or a hindrance to be your size in this event?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's more the size of the heart than the body, I guess. And I guess I try my hardest every time I go out there, and my Lord Jesus Christ helps me every time I go out, and so I don't even worry about my size.
Well, you got to have a lot of heart to be in this event, I think, in the first place, don't you?
Well, yeah, either that or lack of brain cells. I don't know which, but...
Cody, I'll tell you what, your bull-bustins have drawn some great champions, but that young man is a well-versed young bull rider. It is a pleasure to have him here. Bo Lindley, Mesa, Arizona, Devil's Roost. He's got to be in the 70s to stay in the race.
You bet, Bob. This is a good young bull of Harvey Northcott's that we brought here.
Yeah.
Kind of falling down in the back end a little bit. Kind of got bogged down in that deep ground there, but he went on with it, and Bo got up and tried his heart out right there.
Now, for the fans watching for the first time, our judges are watching for the degree of difficulty that the bull provides within the 8-second ride and the athletic ability that the man can put out. In that 8 seconds, one hand in a rope and one hand free, and any time an animal should fall or be fouled in that 8 seconds as you're watching it, then they would give him an option for a re-ride. That old bull scrambled back to his feet, however. He's up, he's all right. Now, he can decide whether he wants to take another one or not.
See, Bob, this is where the 2-head aggregate comes in. Bo Lindley's at 75 points at the option of the re-ride, but right there he took the lead in the aggregate, so he knows that he's going to win a good check, so why get on another one?
No, you can take a hooking just because you want to be a hero, and I agree with that. You're on 2, you're in 2, you got a check coming. It might not be first with a buckle, but, well, stay alive to ride another day. Bo Lindley, good idea. Now, here's the man we've been bragging on, the tall, handsome gentleman from New Mexico. I don't care whether it's in PBR, PRCA rodeo, Canadian rodeo, this big dude comes to ride.
You bet this is a guy to beat for the next 4 or 5 years. He'll be crowned the PBR World Champion. He's got such a lead on him right now. This guy, and here's the exact opposite of Eric Bortman. Owen Washburn, 6'3", 175 pounds. Now, this is a big, tall bull rider, but you see this guy ride.
Well, he's won $1,000 for every pound that he weighs, because he'll win nearly $200,000 this year. City Slicker, slam and jam underneath him. There's the fire. I'll tell you what, Jimmy Kapoof gets the whistle every time and lights him up. 78 points. Now, remember when I talk about the degree of difficulty. This bull's got a great lunge jump. Now the turn back to the left. So what the bull can do within that 8 seconds makes a lot of difference.
You bet, Bob. Same thing here again. These bulls, I was hoping these bulls would stay spinning, and that's what you want. A bull that stays spinning through the whole 8 seconds are a lot harder to ride. But, you know, Owen Washburn just rides this bull so easy, he makes it just like a day off. You know, this bull riding comes to this guy easy.
Well, he's 154 on 2. I want you to hear his opinion. Russ is right there with him right now.
This your year to win it all?
I'm hoping so. I got a good chance, and a lot of things can happen. I'm just going to go and, you know, the average at the PBR finals pays $100,000, so I'm going to be looking forward to that before the injury's old anyway.
But right now, Dwayne Wiley, here's the Aussie. He looks like an Aussie.
This guy is awful sticky, hard to get on the ground, Dwayne Wiley. This should be a great ride.
Hot kitty, do your thing. Cute little dude. What's this bull going to be like when he grows up?
Well, he's going to be a great bull, Bob. You see what happened there? The flank strap fell off that little bull before the required 8 seconds. So Dwayne Wiley has the option of a re-ride.
Now, the flank is there for the bull to keep him from overrating himself athletically. When that happens, it's a mechanical failure, and that is the option. So as long as it happened before he came off, he will be given that option. I'll tell you what, when that bull gets big, he's going to be something with those kind of moves as a calf.
He's an up-and-comer. This guy, this bull, when we brought him here, they said he's going to be a real rank bull, and give him a couple more years. I'll tell you what, he's going to be one to look for.
Well, he already is, and he can't do anything but get better. Take a look at this guy, the old man from the mountain, 36 years old, comes back to play with the kids. I'll tell you what, when Russ looks at this man, he's looking at a real cowboy, and I mean a guy that's been there, back, and back again. I'll tell you what, when a middle-aged man sweats, it's not always from fear. He knows what he has to do. Oh, look out, look out, look out here. This is exactly what we've been talking about to try to get one of these bulls to do, Cody. The dirt looks a little deep, the sand is a-flying. They're loving it, though. And some action, buddy.
You bet. Look at this crowd. Standing ovation. That's a great ride from Mark Kuhn. 36 years old, just come back from a 3-year layoff. You know, and that's where experience comes into play there. That bull was hard to ride out of line. That's what we call a bad eliminator, wanting to jerk him down on his head and knock his teeth out. But Mark Kuhn just sat up there, stuck his chest out, and did things right.
Eliminator. That's a word that bull riders don't like to hear, and when they learn the reputation of these are the kind that occasionally you will say, I'm not leaving the house. I'm not going to go get on him. But when you can be 80 points at a Cody Snyder BullBustin, you're supposed to get a check. Lots of lunge, lots of drop, lots of rip.
You bet, Bob. You know, over $15,000 in added prize money here. Yeah, this Mark's probably going to win $7,000, $8,000 for riding that bull, so that's a pretty darn good payoff for him.
Not bad for $1,000 a second. I mentioned it earlier in our program. We used to talk at tens of thousands of dollars at Cody Snyder's BullBustin. Now, throughout the system, this Aussie's got a shot at hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's Tabasco Cat, the bull. That's not the cowboy. Here's your Aussie.
Well, this is a reride. The same bull. They brought back this good young bull for Dwayne Wiley. Little bull's not having a very good day here, but he finds a spot, just turn back and spin, and Dwayne falls off.
Well, as big as this man is, when he got tilted to the left, he was not able, with that free arm, to keep his butt on the right side of the center point. We'll have a chance to look at it again. Now, Cody, the tilt, the upper body, the free arm, all of those things have to be taken into consideration.
See, I think that Dwayne was thinking that little bull was going to spin right there in the gate, only a couple of jumps out. Bull had a different day than he thought he was going to have, and, you know, Dwayne made a mistake. That's where he was looking for what the bull was going to do.
Raisin King.
All right, Doug McKee, Raisin King. Something this guy would never do. He is from out back, you might say. If there's an out back in Canada, the father of a great mutton buster and a veteran to this business. This kid can ride.
You bet he can, Bob. This is a 14, 15-year veteran. Real rank bull, one of the rankest bulls in the world today. Raisin King, going to spin, turn back to the left. That's little bull outspun there, Doug. Ooh, and took a dirty wreck there.
Little insult to injury right there. The hamburger slammed him in the iron, come back and kick him in the kidney.
I'll tell you what, that's where that protective vest come in. They call it a flak jack that he's wearing there. And Doug could have hurt some ribs there or, you know, took a spine injury without wearing that vest.
Now, you've been in this position. When they throw you down, you're up against the wall. There's no place to go. Boy, that little bull's got some moves.
That bull bucks. He's a national finals qualifier, this bull. You know, top 5 of the rankest bulls in Canada. And this little bull bucks. And this is what we're looking for, a bull that'll turn back and spin. And that's the kind of bull you need to take advantage of. You ride him, you're going to win all the money.
Ooh, ouch. Boy, that makes me hurt. Well, he just got caught in the corner. A beautiful trophy, a big check, and a man at 36 who's glad he made a comeback. This gives everybody past that age of 30 a reason to get back in the action. Russ?
Mark, well worth the trip up here, I should think.
Oh, yes, it was. It's well worth it.
Tell me about the winning ride.
Just glad to get a good bull, pretty good bull, and to stay aboard of him, and then make the show around, make another whistle, and just go from there, and then just work out my way.
Phase, everything looking good. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
1, 2, 3, 4, hit! Danger in the air and ranked bulls in the chutes. BullBustin returns by popular demand to the Saddle Dome in Calgary. We're back in Alberta for the third and final stop on the 96th BullBustin Tour. And here again is Bob Tallman.
Thanks, Russ Peak. Hey, Cody, too bad you can't get excited about one of your events. Hey, welcome to Calgary. I hope these boys are going to check with the tower, because in this final round, we're going to show you how to put men into orbit. Now, when we talk about what happened, Russ Peak will take you back to the first round for the highlights right now.
The first man out gave them something to shoot for in the first round. Nick Buckley from Los Angeles, California, drew the Gurlitz Bull Quickway. He stayed in a tight spin to the right, and Nick stuck with him all the way for 82 points. Daryl Church, the New Zealander, riding out of Calgary, matched the early standard with an 82 of his own on Santiago, a right-handed bull rider and a left-handed bull.
Right-handed
Mickey Ireland of North Battleford, Saskatchewan came out of retirement for some of that good Cody Snyder prize money. Make it 3 82s on the first 3 out. Ireland with a good ride on Walk On. 82 was popular in the first round. Merle Freeman of Lloydminster scored his 82 on Mario, and it should be enough to get him a second bull in the final round. Freeman just made the whistle. And so did Don Nargang from Livingston, Montana. Nargang battled a snowstorm to be here, but it was worthwhile. He drew the Northcott Bull Fear No Evil and weathered the storm for an 87, tops in the first round.
Did he make it?
A big Saddle Dome crowd soaks up the excitement. Aaron Simas, top-ranked bull rider from Auburn, California, was expected to reach the final round, but just failed the last 8 on blowout. That might have been the biggest surprise of the first round. Former world champion Cody Custer of Wickenburg, Arizona, didn't have much luck. He had 61 or an option out of this ride on Apache, took a second bull, and was bucked off. 1 buck too much, 1 not enough. 3-time Canadian champion Greg Schlosser is back from a broken ankle. He too opted for a re-ride after slip clutch stripped a gear, and like Custer, bucked off his second.
We're in Calgary. This is Bob Tallman and Cody Snyder. I'm looking at the list of who's who in bull riding, but what I'm looking at is a list of bulls. Now, Cody, in the opening after the first round, we talk about how ranked this second pen can be. No, not can be, is, buddy. R-A-N-K rank, double rank, Bad Cats.
Every bull in here, Bob, is a ranked bull. There's not a bull in here that if he gets ridden is not going to be in the high 80-point ride mark up into the 90s. Cowboy Up, Justin Boots, Raising Cane. These are some ranked bulls. We've got some great bull riders to try to ride them.
Slam dunk at the bottom of the list. I just hope we get to him. Now, when we talk about turf and bodies, that started off right. Kelly Armstrong, 7 Persons, Alberta. Cute kid on the screen, but this kid comes to ride. Could be a Canadian champion, could be a world champion. This is the Gerlitz Boys, 777s.
Real great bull here. Big, new, up-and-coming bull. Weighs about 1,900, 2,000 pounds. Woo! Big bull. Kelly's just riding this bull easy. Gets a spur in him at the end. Great bull ride. Spins away from his hand. You couldn't ask for a greater way to start it off.
I'll tell you what, the ladies like bull riding all across the country. 85 big ones to start it off. Now look at the upper body motion. This kid is in tune, and his feet are loose. He's trying to put the boots to him, too.
I'll tell you what, this kid made a great ride there. Look at him going, opening up, spurring him.
You bet.
Big bull bucks, strong bull. Great way to start this short round here tonight.
Well, the final round is what you're watching at Cody Snyder's BullBustin. We are in Calgary, and what a crowd. They're loving it. Now, it's body form, it's style, it's the degree of difficulty the bull provides. Everything has to work together.
Now, with our format here, Bob, you know, it's a 2-head aggregate on, so it's a total on 2 head for these guys. So we've already got the first guy out has got the whistle on 2 bulls, so the rest of them got some catching up to do now.
Well, as you mentioned, the 80s is where the money is. 165 on 2. Wayde Joyal, homeboy right here. Kodiak, and it could be Kodiak Jack. This bull can get you, but this big boy is the veteran of the bunch. He's had all of the pain in life that he needs. Now in his hometown arena, get the money, get the money. Oh, man,
look at that bull buck. I'm ridden this year, this bull's going to get rode right here. Wade's going on, going to make a great bull ride. First time.
I mentioned that degree of difficulty. You know this as well as anybody. To the left and to the right, up and down in between.
You bet. Bull went both ways. You can't ask for more. 92 points. What a great bull ride. Bull tried to jerk him down over his head. Watch this right here. Jerks him out over his head and just about slaps him. Sits up. This guy can ride rank bulls. I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of guys around ride bulls as rank as this guy can ride.
Well, what he is he's so strong, lower and upper body, and he has focus in his mind. He knows where he's going. Too bad he can't get excited, Cody. Little Tanner D, let's do it. Saskatchewan needs on the scoreboard. Now all he needs is a 92.
You bet. This is an up-and-comer here. This kid, 18 or 19 years old. We've seen him in Winnipeg a few weeks ago. This kid can ride. He's got a real good bull here, though. White light, and this bull bucks.
Now this little snap-in jumper kicker will go right there. That's where he gets him.
Oh,
and then
man,
jump
that
and
looked
fall
bad.
on you.
You bet. Ryan Burns getting it too. This
up,
bull's
Ryan.
mean. Get out of there.
Tanner tried his best for the first 2 jumps. If the bull doesn't get you the second time and you get by the 3rd round on this little black snapper, you have done something. Wow, look at him. Now here comes the rip.
Boy, that's a good name for this bull, White Lightning. I'll tell you, we've seen him. He's been in the finals of quite a few of our bull rides, and this bull here is unridden this year, so he's gone probably 35 or 40 trips, and I'll tell you what, I didn't know he was that mean either. That bull's bad news.
Well, he's got an attitude. Thank God that his hand came out while the bull was down. If that bull would have fell down, got up, and he was still tied to him, that's when the wreck was going to be on. Now, how agile can this kid be to take a whip and drop and then a kick? And Ryan Byrne, get out of there.
That's a bad wreck right there. I think Ryan got hurt a little bit also in that deal. You see this kid's hand he's hung up in the rope. He's actually come out of this thing pretty good.
Yes, he did.
This bull fell down on top of him. He could have took a bad mash in there.
Consider that his mother wanted him to play tennis about 5 years ago. Oh, boy. That is tough on your body. Look at there, they're on their feet, they're liking it, Ryan's alive, everybody lived through it. Hate to say it, Cody, but that's what sells tickets. Now let's go to the master, Lowell Johnson, El Dorado.
Rank bull, big black bull, the Gerlitz family. This bull is what we call an eliminator. He wants to jerk you down on his head and knock your teeth out. Lowell's been on him before, but he's got his hands full, I'll guarantee it.
We need a 93, Lowell Johnson, you can do it. No, he can't.
Oh, 2 hang-ups in a row here, Bob. That's not a very good average.
It looked like it just bounced his butt away from his rope, and there was no way that his feet could hold his body in position.
Well, I'll tell you, that's the thing. Lowell was trying to stay off that bull's head. He didn't want to get jerked down his head and get whacked in the jaw. And you can see this bull, the power and strength of that bull. This bull's got away. You know, he's 1,900, 2,000 pounds, and you talk about a handful of hamburger.
There's the difficult time right there. When your hand is hung, he rides right-handed off on the left side. You have to stay on your feet, look for the tail of the rope, and just pray that that bullfighter is going to be close. All he has to do is be 93 points. Hey, that's a walk in the park.
I'll tell you what, Bob. This bull here within 2 years, I think, will be the bucking bull of the year in Canada. Calf out of the legendary Copenhagen payment. This is a rank little bull right here. I'll tell you, go round to the right. Woo, man.
Kirky, you've got to keep the bottom side down and the top side up. And the kid rides good as well. Now let's take a look. What went wrong? Someplace in there, he let his feet get away, Cody.
Just his feet got to float, and I think his free arm got behind his back and pivoted his hips out of there. But Kirk's got to be pretty disgusted with himself. You know, he's going to be 90 points right there. He had a chance to win this whole thing, and you got to take advantage of it. You have $10,000 to the winner, U.S. funds too. So I'll tell you what, there's a lot of money on the line for that kid right there.
I like that U.S. funds. These boys will ride 30% better every time they nod their head. Daryl Church, here's a veteran from right here in Calgary. Trick or Treat is a veteran too, though. This bull is bucked at the Stampede. He's bucked at the Canadian finals and at the national finals. Oh, man!
Gets Daryl in trouble right away. 2-time and reigning Canadian champion bucking bull. That's too bad for Daryl. Former transplanted New Zealand champion bull rider, and you know, Daryl's had this bull 2 or 3 times before, and he has never got along with him very good. Big, strong bull just outpowers Daryl tonight.
Now remember, after coming out of the first round highlights, you see what they did and what they have to do to catch up. Remember, we're trying to ride 2 to win that aggregate. Very difficult on a bull that holds that reputation. This guy is squatty-bodied, and he's tough as they come, but body power against a bull's power is nearly impossible.
Well, that's the deal, Bob. You know, you can't out-strengthen these bulls. You just got to go on with it and try to get the whistle.
You try to out-stout one, and they're going to rip your head off. Now, here's a man that a lot of people say rides good. I say he's quite underestimated. He's cool, calm, collected, tying his hand in the rope. Merle Freeman from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Cowboy up will test your air. Pada.
You bet this bull has been to the national finals, Canadian finals many times. Merle Freeman is an up-and-coming top young bull rider. Bull should go out 2 jumps and spin to the left, doing just what I said, and Merle's making a great bull ride right here.
Hey, 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 it's a Justin ride all the way at the Cody Snyder BullBustin. Oh, busted him.
I'll tell you, I think Merle got counting his dollars there. You know, he had dollar signs in his eyes, riding them real easy, and just at the end, broke his concentration, and down he went.
How often does that happen? Do you get to thinking about the whistle, listening for the whistle instead of paying attention?
Well, I'll tell you, Merle got in some trouble right out of there. Bull had him bucked off. He got back, got into position. I think, and you know, he's sitting there thinking, just right, I've got him now, and relaxed a little bit. The bull, a lot of power, and the bull didn't quit, and Merle gave up a little, and that's all it takes to get you on the ground.
Well, 8 seconds is a lifetime when you're in the middle of one. For those of us that view, watch, and enjoy it, it's a lot easier for us to critique from the outside of the arena fence. But right there, 1/1000th of a second in your history if you make a mistake. Mickey Ireland, North Battleford, Saskatchewan. We're going to go with a couple of those boys from the east right back to back. Justin Boots will blow your boots off.
I'll tell you, Mickey Ireland, another guy just come out of retirement, hasn't been on a bull for about a year and a half. Come here, makes the finals. Look at this bull. Go on.
Stick.
Big rank Brahma bull,
Roger
big hump on him, and Mickey's going on with it, making a great bull ride.
Nice, nice, nice. That bull hesitated the second jump, and he should have never done it. Mickey got his game plan. He got his focus in the right spot. Crowd knows it, he knows it, and the bull knows now he made a mistake.
I'll tell you what, Mickey Ireland right there, you talk about stick it on the line and go for first. This guy had no quit in him right here. He tried 110%, and it pays off for him tonight.
If the bull would have made that round to the right at the end of the first jump instead of the second, Mickey would have never got his seat in the sweet spot. The bull did him a favor. He took advantage of the full situation.
That's the whole deal, I guarantee. He took advantage of a good situation there. You know, if this bull goes and spins 2 jumps out instead of 4, Mickey might be in trouble, but he goes on with it, and he's going to win a great check.
Well, 86 points. That is good enough to get him a check. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to meet one of the greatest bull riders of all times, but more important, J.P. Veach is a stockbroker, a businessman, and a leader in the community. Russ Peake had a chance to talk to him. I want you to hear it.
Did you prepare any differently for this ride since it was the last one, supposedly?
No, but I'll guarantee you I was trying to the whistle for sure. You know, I don't want to fall off one. Everybody gives me a bad time about falling off in my hometown rodeos. And here in Calgary Stampede all the time. You know, I won my pro card on Sugar Ray in Red Deer. Then I got on him, fell off him here in Stampede. And then Razmataz, I've been on him 3 times, rode him at every other rodeo, and I got him at the Stampede this year, fell off him. Some of my pals said, hey, have you ever stayed on one? I said, you watch tonight, I'll stay on one.
You find out who your friends are in this business.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, you have no regrets, I'm sure. It's been a good career all the same.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only thing I'm disappointed about that I've never won the Canadian finals, but I've far surpassed my goals. You know, like, when I turned pro, I just wanted to ride at the Calgary Stampede. I never had that opportunity when I was a kid because there was team rodeo in then. And, you know, I've been able to ride there a couple times, 4 times, and gone to the Canadian finals a couple times. So I've far surpassed my goals.
Exactly. And get out before you break any more bones.
Yes, sir. You have to bring that up again, don't you?
Thanks for your time.
Anytime.
Good luck in the final.
Thank you.
Thanks, Russ. What an awesome individual, J.P. Veach. This is my kind of business, man. But Raising Cane may not be his kind of bull.
Really good little bull in Northcott. Heard one of the rankest bulls in the bull riding business today. And look at this, outspins J.P. tonight. That's a good bull.
Well, we've seen it right here on BullBustin, how the leg got broke, the spiral fracture. I hate to see him end a career flat on his back, but he gets up to tip his hat to the fans. Wow, for J.P. Veach, that's all I can say.
Not the greatest way to end it. You know, that's the last bull that J.P. will ever crawl on, but at least he made the finals. People are really liking it. It's a great show for J.P. to come here and a great place for him to retire, and I hope him all the best in the rest of the things that he does.
Now, somebody probably heard me say that he's a stockbroker, a financial gentleman, but that's exactly what he does. He's a suit and tie man 5 days a week. But what he does for fun, this is stress release, Cody.
Does this strictly for fun. You know, he just had a great time, never has rode bulls for the money at all. Actually, JP, with a lot of the checks that he was winning from roadies, he was donating to charity. So, you know, he just did it for fun and had a good time doing it and had a great career.
Well, as soon as he gets to his laptop, he'll check the market and tell us what we're doing right and wrong. Nick Buckley, Los Angeles, California. This isn't no stockbroker. This is a bull buster.
This is a good bull from Bruce Sundstrom, the Big Stone Rodeo Company. Round to the left, going to go back to the right. Bull's not having his best day, but Nick rides him really good, real easy, and makes this a solid bull ride. Should be low 80s.
Well, he's a long ways from Southern California, but as he throws his hands to the air, the fans are liking it. Nick Buckley can ride the unridables, but this guy is unpredictable. He'll fall off an easy one. Then you give him a big juice cat like this, and he sticks him.
I'll tell you what, actually, Bob, Nick Buckley is a financial advisor in Los Angeles, so he's about like JP Beach. He's doing this for fun because he loves it also, but, you know, he's going to win a pretty good check here tonight.
All right, I know there's somebody out there saying, look, hey, I'm an insurance salesman, I'm a doctor, I'm a stockbroker, maybe I ought to go try this. If you're thinking about it, you better learn from the professionals, because this game will kill you if you're looking for stress release and you make a mistake.
I'll tell you what, this pen of bulls that we've got here, they're big, they're mean. Every one of them weigh 1,700 pounds. They step on it, something's going to have to go.
81 for Buckley. Now Donnie. Livingston, Montana's pride. Slam dunk. He's got to be in the mid-80s to high 80s to stay in there on 2.
He's got the bull to do it. Slam dunk. Bull weighs 1,900, 2,000 pounds from Gerlitz's. Look at this. Bull turn back and spin right in the gate.
He knew what he was going to do. This bull takes the same set of tracks every time, or nearly the same.
Boy, now that's some try.
Another one road.
That's
Cody.
his good old bull rider try right there. You seen how that bull had Don Nargang come spin to the right away from his hand when he spun back to the left into his hand. Had him strung out, was going to buck him off. Watch this right here. Bull turning back, Don Nargang sitting up there doing everything right. Jumps out of it, going to go back into his hand. He's got him bucked off. Look at him. He's getting him out of there. Out of there. Here's some try coming right here. This guy wants that big first place check, 10 grand.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the voice of Cody Snyder, our producer and a former world champion in this event. If anybody can tell you how it happens, Cody can. But what Don Nargang wanted to do in Calgary tonight, he has accomplished. He now, with an 86 in this round, ties for 173 for the lead. Hey, BullBustin fans, I'll tell you what, I only get to do this about 300 times a year, but I am impressed tonight. Calgary on their feet, alive and well. The boys have ridden some kind of bulls. When you think about the power we started with and the end result with co-champions, this is amazing. Let's go meet them right now with Russ Peak.
Nice win. Finally made some money at one of these Snyder deals.
Yeah, I haven't had a very good track record at Cody's bull ridings, but finally broke the ice, so hopefully next one in Edmonton I can repeat.
Well, I guess that's the way to do it when you think back. Get your job done early, get the big mark for everybody to shoot at, sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah, that was kind of nice to, I don't know about being one of the first ones out. I'd rather, you know, see what everybody else has done to see what you got to do, but it's kind of nice to be able to set the pace too.
Yeah, you can be a little nervous, I suppose, knowing there's that many still to go.
Yeah, and that many good bulls, you know, anybody could jump out and be 90 on some of them bulls, so I got lucky and stayed on mine.
Well, I'm sure you were happy enough with Kodiak.
Yeah, I've had him twice, and I'm 2 for 2 on him. I was 91 at the Canadian finals on him one year, and 92 on him here, so can't beat that.
Well, Ace, everybody knows about the bull rider. When they win, they don't know as much about the bulls. Tell me about Kodiak.
Well, he's Canadian champion right now. We just found out about a week ago. First time he got rode this year, and Wayde rode him before, so it doesn't surprise me. He's a pretty good guy, so I was glad to see him get him rode.
Yeah, you don't want to see him ridden all the time, but every now and again doesn't hurt, I guess.
No, actually, it builds a little bit of character in the bulls, and, you know, if they don't have to try once in a while, they quit trying.
Yeah. What did you know about the bull?
I seen him one other time. I seen Troy Dunn win the bull ride at Edmonton last spring on him. It's the only time I'd ever seen him, and he looked real good there. A handful. I was glad to have him, glad to get him rode.
Is this one of your bigger wins?
Oh, yeah, that's by far my biggest win so far. It's really, it comes at a good time. I got a business, I got 4 kids, and I just lost the motor in my cow truck. It couldn't have come at a better time.
Kevin, a slam dunk give you just about what you expect in this one?
Yeah, he usually stays there to the right, but the guy was there to the right, so he went back to the left and tried to trick him, but it didn't work.
Almost did, too.
Yeah, sometimes they get smart, them old bulls, you know, like, I think if Don would have sat up a little more, he could have been a few more points, you know, like he kind of got strung out there at the end and started a real good bull ride, you know.
A little unusual to have co-winners, but a good show all the same.
Yeah, it's good deal. You know, the crowd showed up good, a lot of fan support. Sponsors were great here for Cody. TV coverage was good, you know, and I mean, that's what we're trying to do is sell this deal, and I think it's working good.
There's no other way to look at it. Some of the greatest bulls in all of North America were right here tonight. On behalf of the Northcott family and for the Girlets boys, you have done it right at the BullBustin in Calgary.
There's a lot of great sponsors out there that I'd like to thank. Wrangler Jeans, our title sponsor. Chevy Trucks, Justin Boots, Lamley's Western Wear, Crossroads Hotel in Calgary. Thank you very much for all your support and look forward to working with you next year.
For all your BullBustin merchandise and videos, give us a call on a toll-free number at 1-800-267-5848. For Russ Peak, Cody Snyder, this is Bob Tallman. Give us a call.